Good afternoon, I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Media News. The headlines. The Patriotic Front sues the state. Courts jail 2 Zambians for kidnapping 2 children of Indian origin. Join me with the media news in detail after this commercial.
Would you like to win some cool cash? Say no more. Stand a chance to win your share of 1 million kwacha. Simply make a transaction from your Zamtel mobile money account and you could be one of weekly winners of up to 10,000 kwacha. Be empowered with Zamtel mobile money. Dial *344# to activate your account. This promotion runs from 28th July to 31st October 2021. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
And now the media news in detail. Lusaka Chief Resident Magistrate Dominic Makalachi has sentenced a Lusaka maid and her boyfriend to 5 years simple imprisonment for kidnapping 2 children of Indian origin. Helen Banda, 28, and her boyfriend Chilumina Kambwili were charged with abduction and theft of a motor vehicle. The duo had kidnapped the children and demanded 2 million kwacha from their parents. In passing sentence Tuesday morning, Magistrate Makalachi said there were other ways of making money than kidnapping other people's children, hence the need for a stiffer punishment in order to deter would-be offenders.
At only 28, Helen Banda, a maid of Lusaka, together with a 39-year-old boyfriend, Chilumana Kambuli, a businessman, will have to spend few years of their life in prison after the Lusaka's Magistrate Court Tuesday morning sentenced them to 5 years simple imprisonment for kidnapping 2 children of Asian origin. Banda and Kambuli are said to have made a plan to kidnap Sudash Patel, 10, and his sister Lakshi Patel, 7, and blackmailed Mr. Kumar Patel, their father, to pay them 2 million kwacha. The duo were charged with 2 counts of abduction and theft of a motor vehicle, which they plainly admitted. Banda, however, told the Lusaka's Magistrate Court Tuesday morning, when taking a new plea, that because of mistreatment from her boss, she decided to kidnap the children together with Kambuli, but pleaded with the court for mercy. Other court's records reveal that on the mature day, Banda introduced the kids to Kambuli as being the new driver who was going to be driving them to school. Facts before court further reveal that instead of taking the children to school, Kambuli started driving the opposite direction and proceeded to Kabanana, where he locked the kids at his house and called the parents of the victim to demand for 2 million kwacha. In passing his judgment, Lusaka Chief Resident Magistrate Dominic Makalachi said Kambuli and Banda should have found a better way of making money than stealing other people's children. In speaking to the media shortly, parents to the victim said Banda hid her identity when she came to look for employment and claimed to be Christian instead of Helen Banda.
Because that was her first month working, so how would the money get deducted? You understand? She did not even clock the 30 days of her work. So what is there for her to give a story? She's trying to get away with it, but God is watching.
If she is if everything she thought she is saying true, why is she telling me her name lie? She telling her name is Christine, but her name is Eleni Banda. Her is she hiding her identity? If she come for a job purpose, why is she hiding everything? Why? Means her mind, when she start, from that time her mind is something like that. She wants to do something like that. I am happy with the justice. It's good. And it's for, because you know, for other children also can be saved. Even I thinking about another children, they are lost and missing, you know.
Because you know, today it's us. Tomorrow it will be somebody else.
Meanwhile, Banda, who covered her face while she was being taken to Chimbokaila Correctional Facility, said she regretted her action, but what led her to do that was because of the mistreatment she got from her boss.
What I did, I regret the most because I did it to a fellow mother, which I even felt because I've left my daughter who is 1 year 9. So I regret what I did. But Indians, they also mistreat us. So if the new law can come up where, in fact, I can be the new evidence to go to dot the people who I work with who have abused me. Never used to give me ranch, which is, it was contrary to what we agreed when I started working. And secondly, they told me I will be knocked in time. They told me 17, which I never knocked off 17. Even themselves, they can bear witness. I was arrested. I was being threatened by Indian man. Said we'll send someone to kill you. So I don't want my face to be known. But if you people want to follow up this case, when I'm out, I have 3 Indians who I've worked through, who I can go to them and tell them how they abused me. And if they're genuine people, they're going to look at my face and say, we never did this or we did this. Okay. Which I even started an organization for people who can speak because
She, however, told reporters that she will review, once out of prison after 5 years, how she was mistreated by a boss. The court has sentenced Banda and Kambuli to 5 years in count 1, where they were accused of adoption, 2 years in the second count for the offense of theft of motor vehicle, and 5 years in the third count for the offense of adoption. The magistrate says the sentence will run concurrently, effective the 28th of September 2021. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
A woman of Kalikiliki compound of Lusaka has allegedly been murdered by unknown people. The body of a 29-year-old woman who has been identified as Alice Kapili by the police was discovered behind a named bar within the compound at around 05:45 Tuesday morning. The residents have expressed fear for their lives, stating that the whole area only has one police post, which also has transport challenges, making it difficult for the people to work efficiently in the area.
These scratches on the ground indicate a struggle for life. The lifeless body of a 29-year-old woman of Kalikiliki compound was found on this exact spot Tuesday morning behind this bar. Despite the place where she died from being only a stone's throw away from houses, no one came to the rescue of the victim, who is believed to have been murdered. Residents state that the area is not safe as it only has one police post, which also has transport challenges, making it difficult to access the police should they need help.
So police inankana kutali police kupeza wachebuli wantu kapana ma police kapana pesa cheka kapana walipolo 4 transport walibe so uja muntu amwadila ku senseni pa wantu wajita report ku senseni apampamelo amnyamula manje this time
bana seni business press sipankala abantu sipagona abantu kugwera muno tugwera muzula tikagulisa ma business ya alliance akomboka so changaza yewe choti dabwisa pali mgeozi uyu ukambati imwe muri kuno kunyumba ndani ku press yanu kuli muntu wakufa ndipana bwa kuno ku press kuna pesa ishina kapokola bwa kudala vakapokola vaja vanichosera nyula ija na mulangana ino mgeozi na muziva pamenenzo nkala ni muziva bwanji nata ni muziva mgeozi amabwera chabe ni mamuona wona launda ma press enzo dwala nata siniza kapenzo dwala siniza kapenzo bwanji katikala ma places yosarasiana timaona nchazi longa zupita kwa siri.
Meanwhile, Independent Kalikiliki Ward Councillor Mr. Shadrack Mwanza says the area is in need of police patrols as criminals have taken advantage of the lack of adequate police presence in the area.
The police have no vehicle. So here what we need is intense police patrols. We need police patrols here. Now, the police cannot patrol without transport. That is one thing that the police is lacking. So we need the police to be empowered with transport. So I'm appealing to my president. I know he's a listening president, Againde Chilema, to please, find well-wishers. Even a van will do. We need even a van, at least for the police to be patrolling. We only have, in Kalikiliki Ward, there are a lot of Kalikiliki Ward, we only have one police station, which is even failing to, to man, the crimes that are, happening here in the ward. So please, my appeal is that we need another police station. That is, maybe it can be taken to Mtendere East and other neighborhood watches.
Some residents are of the view that criminal activities have increased following the banning of political party cadres from collecting levies in bus stations and markets, calling on youth to be empowered with skills. Police spokesperson Esther Katongo, in a statement, has confirmed the incidents, adding that the police will investigate the matter. Zipora Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Patriotic Front Secretary General Davis Mwela has sued the state and the Lusaka High Court seeking a declaratory order declaring that he cannot be compelled to disclose the source of funds that the Patriotic Front Party used for campaign in the 2021 general elections. Mr. Mwela, who has cited the Attorney General as the defendant, further wants a declaration that the funding of the 2021 general elections is not money laundering. In his statement of claim filed before court, Mr. Mwela states that in September 2021, officers from the Drug Enforcement Commission Anti-Money Laundering Unit summoned him and questioned him over the source of funds the party used in the general elections and that the money was linked to money laundering.
The opposition Patriotic Front Party, which lost power in the just-ended August elections, have run to court seeking a declaratory order declaring that they cannot be compelled to disclose the source of funds they used for campaigns in the 2021 general elections. Mr. Davis Mwela, who has sued the Attorney General in his capacity as the party Secretary General in the Lusaka High Court, says in September 2021, officers from the Drug Enforcement Commission Anti-Money Laundering Unit summoned and questioned him over the source of funds used in the 2021 general elections, which officers later linked the said funds to money laundering. In his statement of claim, Mr. Mwela further disclosed that officers under the Anti-Money Laundering Unit of the DEC recently summoned PF Party Media Director Antonio Mwanza and questioned him over the said issue. Mr. Mwela has submitted before court that the state have continued to put pressure on some junior members of the party to disclose the party's source of funding for its campaign's activities in the just-ended elections. He adds that the state have continued to threaten members of the party with prosecution if they do not disclose the source of their campaign funds. He submits that out of the 16 political parties that participated in the 2021 general elections, only the Patriotic Front Party have been singled out and targeted by DEC, a move which has instilled fear in the mind of its members. Mr. Mwela is now demanding damages for intimidating and harassing members of the Patriotic Front Party and an order that the party cannot be compelled to say where they got the funds they used for campaigns during elections. And further, a declaration that the campaign funding they used during the 2021 election is not a proceeds of money laundering. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Technology and Science Minister Felix Mutati has called on players in the science and technology sector in Zambia to work collaboratively and contribute effectively to the country's gross domestic product. Speaking during an engagement meeting with the Zambia Information Communications Authority ZICTA, Mr. Mutati states that despite its potential to contribute up to 10% to the GDP, the science and technology sector is currently contributing below 5%. Meanwhile, ZICTA Acting Director General Mr. Mwenya Mtale has revealed that ZICTA currently does not have enough funds to fully implement cybersecurity laws.
The science and technology sector in Zambia remains untapped as the country for a long time has had no ministry mandated to oversee operations in this sector. This has led to independent operations by sector players, which has made it difficult for anything substantial to be achieved in this area. New Technology and Science Minister Mr. Felix Mutati has called for collaborated efforts from sector players if Zambia is to thrive in the area of science and technology. He states that despite this sector having the potential to contribute up to 10% to the country's gross domestic product, it has been contributing below 5%. Mr. Mutati was speaking when engaging with the Zambia Information Communication Technology Authority ZICTA Tuesday.
And you are hovering below 5%. So therefore there must be something that is not happening in the sector that we must begin to correct. And ZICTA, you are the supervisors of the sector. So you need to tell us what are the things that must be done in order to lift up the contribution of the sector to be able to meet what is expected of the sector in excess of 5%. So DG, we need that roadmap of what we must do to get to beyond 5%.
He asked that the ministry will also undertake the path of promoting innovations as one way of seeking homegrown solutions. Meanwhile, ZICTA Acting Director General Mr. Mwenyamutale has revealed that the authority is struggling to monitor the cyberspace due to lack of adequate funding, hence the need for more funds to be pumped into cybersecurity.
We don't have a lot of systems in place, but we intend to acquire more systems, especially from the cybersecurity point of view. Honourable Minister, for us to monitor the cyberspace, a lot of investment need to be made in those areas. The last time we did calculation, we realized that the Department of Cybersecurity will require more than 800 million kwacha in the next 3 years for us to deliver on the mandate.
Citizens are expectant of new innovations with the introduction of the Technology and Science Ministry as countries around the world are going digital. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
That news item brings us to the end of the news. The headlines once again. The Patriotic Front sues the state. Court jails 2 Zambians for kidnapping 2 children of Indian origin. Thank you for joining me. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Good afternoon.